Let me set this up and tell you why this story needs told. My wife, my friend, and his wife and I are on a New Mexico getaway for a few days. My friend said, let's go to the Vietnam Memorial in Angel Fire, New Mexico. Our wives said they wanted to do it, so now it's a plan. Now, first of all, this isn't my idea of a fun time. I don't want to be reminded of war. I hate war. I don't believe it's necessary. Knowing this, when I don't want to do something, and I know I'm the only one, I get a little quiet. Not mad, just quiet. Well, so now we're at the memorial. The grounds are what you'd expect for New Mexico. A lot of dirt, some grass. But the whole time you're thinking, why here? The memorial is white, almost antiseptic in desolation and the wind of this open area. The land has a beauty all its own. It's very enchanting. You're greeted by the Huey helicopter, mounted at the odd angle. I noticed I was staring at it until I was called to catch up. It draws you in, just a little, but in a large way. When you enter the memorial building, the place is spotless. There's a guest book to sign. I never sign these things, and I'm not about to here. After you walk in, there are all kinds of memorabilia. You know, hats, guns, knives, dirty boots, letters, real letters, as I remember, and the picture of David Westfall. After all, this was built in memory of him. Then you start to read the letters and watch the movie in the theater. It's all done so well. The surround sound makes me walk in and sit down. The movie draws you in. The experience is a challenge to your emotional control. I said to myself, wow, that was good. So now I'm a little interested. I'm reading a couple of letters, careful I don't get emotional, looking at all the stuff. Let's take a moment here. I'm wandering around. I am not on a tour. I'm just looking around. I'm not here to learn anything. I am here for my wife and friends, hoping they're enjoying themselves. Okay, back to the experience. My mindset is that I'm not here to show any appreciation for the men and women who lost their lives in this conflict. The whole thing makes me very upset. The way they were treated when they came home, the way the government didn't help or support them. My attitude is when just one person loses their life, and I can't make it make sense. It makes me upset. This whole experience makes me upset. Then in front of me are the astronomical numbers of this event in our history. 58,000 died. All I want to do is call this war a waste and move on. I am done with this. Standing by the main doors alone, waiting to leave, a frail man in a wheelchair comes up to me and asks my name. Then he introduces himself. He was Victor David Westfall III. He asked me if I enjoyed the memorial and invited me back. Then it hit me. He was the father. I asked him how the memorial came about. I make obvious mistakes like this all the time. You see, the story was plastered all over the walls, the movie theaters, the whole memorial. I didn't get it. This wasn't about his son. This was for all the brave soldiers that gave their lives and the families everywhere that was affected by this. This gentleman didn't treat me as if I asked the dumbest question in the world. He answered me as if I just walked up to the front door from the outside and not on my way out. I found out the memorial was built in the exact location where Victor was riding his tractor as he did most of his life. And he was told that his son was killed in Vietnam. I wanted to get on my knees and express my appreciation for a man that did what we all say we would do. We cannot stop, but we do. We settle. Do you have any idea what this country would be like if we all acted like this frail man in the wheelchair? We all have the power to do what Victor did. At that moment, I took inventory of myself because now I think I understand. Could I? Would I? I don't ever want to know, and I sincerely hope you never know either. We all have it in us to some degree. Victor found it. We don't need to build buildings or memorials. We need to affect everyone associated with us in a positive way. What this man did in that moment is one of the most moving memories in my life. This happened about 20 years ago. I was never in the war. I never knew personally a family that lost anybody in the war. The meaning of this day is one of the factors that has made my attitude of never give up, always try. You never know the effect your actions have on someone. There's no way to stop trying. By the way, we signed the guest book with respect on our way out. To this man, he was just doing what he did. To me, it had a lasting effect on my life. Don't stop. Don't be satisfied. Affect someone positively, to some degree.